Aloha everybody, welcome back to another GoGo Rental Discover. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kaena Point. Now, we've already done a video on Kaena Point, but we did it from the North Shore access. Today's video is going to cover Kaena Point from the west side access. All right guys, so if you're not familiar with Kaena Point is the northwest tip of Oahu. And it's the only section of coastline that's not traversable by road. So you'll notice all the roads go up to the North Shore and stop. All the roads go up to the west side and stop. But there's no road that actually connects across the point. And that makes Kaena Point unique because it's a little bit more remote. There's not a whole lot of infrastructure around there. And the actual point itself is a wildlife sanctuary for monk seals and nesting seabirds. There's a predator fence that seals off the whole point. So if you're trying to get out there, the only way in is by foot. And when you're going to the trailhead, you can approach the trail from either the North Shore side or the west side. And today we're talking about the west side. Okay, so when you're driving into the trailhead is on the north side of Yokohama Bay, which is the most northern beach on the west side of Oahu. On the south end of that beach, there's a little turnoff to go up the road to the Space Force installation. You'll see the sign up there. And there's also a gate. So the crews from the city open and close that gate every day. And in addition to that, they also open up and service all the other parks on the west side. So Kaena Point and Yokohama Bay is their last stop of the morning. So the thing to keep in mind is sometimes the gate opens up on time, sometimes the gate opens up a little bit late. So if you get there and the gate's locked, you'll probably notice that there's cars parked just outside the gate along the main road on the guardrail. That's gonna add maybe like a half mile or so of a walk along the beach before you guys get to the trailhead. But if you show up more towards the middle of the day, the gates should be open and there's a section of parking closer to the trailhead. Now the trailhead itself is a turnaround point for emergency vehicles, and there's a whole bunch of no parking signs in that little cul-de-sac. When we went there were a bunch of cars that were parked there and it didn't look like they ran into any troubles, but I wouldn't advise it. The place you're actually supposed to park is off to the left-hand side of the road towards the beach. There's like a big open dirt lot with lots of space to park a whole bunch of cars. Okay, so once you're on the trail, you're gonna find out that it's really long, it's really flat, it's rocky, and there is zero shade. If you walk to the edge of the predator fence and back, it's about 2 miles. If you walk a little bit further than that, it's a little bit farther than that. And if you walk all the way around to the North Shore access and back, I think it's something like 6 miles. When you're walking down the trail is basically a cliff that drops off into the ocean. At the bottom of that cliff, there's a few tide pools that are kind of scattered around.
It's kind of like a bath.
You're not supposed to go into the tide pools because it's dangerous, but there are a few tide pools that are really popular out there. So if you know what they are, you have someone showing you around, I didn't tell you to do it. So the trail is a little bit of a walk. We grabbed a couple mountain bikes from the shop. You can rent yours with GoGo Rentals. And they're right out there, not too bad. There was one section where we had to get off and carry the bikes through because it was a little bit narrow. And then there was a spot just short of the fence for the nature preserve where the road had just kind of collapsed away. And there was a little goat path that goes up and over, and another one that kind of goes down and up. Unless you're like a Red Bull rider, it's probably not something that you're gonna bike up and down. So that's a bit of a logistical issue. When you get to the fence, just like on the North Shore side, you're gonna run into a gate, go through the gate. That's gonna take you through to the point. When you're in the preserve area, make sure to stay on the trails. Don't mess with any of the wildlife. There's nesting birds and things like that, so don't trample around in places you're not supposed to. And if you do see monk seals out there, remember they're super endangered and they're highly protected, so don't bother them, harass them, and definitely don't run up and touch them. And that is just about it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.